Welcome back. I'm Laura, I'm a hairstylist, and today we're going to talk about some harsh truths when it comes to blonde and bleached hair. So if you're considering going blonde, or if you already have blonde hair but your hair is not doing so hot, then this video is for you. I get requests for blonde hair more than any other hair color in the salon. Especially with the internet, we're shown these pictures of this beautiful blonde hair with no hints of yellow, and it's just absolutely perfect. In reality, there is so much behind having blonde hair that many people aren't willing to deal with. Okay, so number one is that blonde and bleached hair in particular is the most high maintenance hair color of any hair color. Now, vivid and pastel colors are a little more high maintenance than blonde hair, but that being said, they have to become blonde before they can become pastel colors. So in reality, I'm referring to any hair color that needs to be heavily bleached in order to get there. And when we're talking about high maintenance, I'm not only talking about how often you need to come in to have your hair done, I'm also talking about what you need to do at home to maintain the color and keep your hair healthy. There are a lot of extra steps that you need to take to maintain your blonde hair, as well as things that you need to make sure you're avoiding in order to keep your hair healthy and in its best condition. Number two is that blonde hair is more expensive than the other hair colors. And this is partially because you have to come in pretty frequently to have it done, but the services themselves can be pretty daunting, so they take hours and hours to get done. And they're just more expensive because it's a lot more work to do. So number three is that bleached hair is damaged hair. Whether your hair is visibly breaking and dry or not, the hair still has to undergo some damage in order to remove enough color to make it blonde. When bleaching hair, you're literally stripping the color from the hair. You're decolorizing the hair. So in order to do that, you're having to remove pigment. There's no way you can do this without opening up the cuticle and causing a little bit of damage. Once the cuticle or outer layer of your hair has been opened enough to pull all of that color out, it sometimes has a hard time laying back down properly. Now, that doesn't mean that all blonde hair is severely damaged, but it is going to be more damaged than it was before you bleached it, and there's no way around that. And so that brings us to our next topic. Because the hair is more fragile, you need to wash it less frequently. Shampooing your hair is stripping it of its natural oils. It's drying the hair out every time you wash it. Our hair actually needs those natural oils to stay moisturized and healthy. So when the hair has already been stripped of the color, the cuticle stays open and it has a hard time holding on to moisture. So when you're washing it very frequently, you're just pulling more and more moisture out of the hair. When you wash it less frequently, your natural oils are staying present and they're coating the hair, helping to smooth down the outer layer that opens up like fish scales, and that keeps it smooth and healthy and moisturized. I know a lot of times it can be hard to skip many days between washing your hair, but it is crucial when your hair is bleached. And when we do wash our hair, we need to make sure that we are doing a conditioning treatment every single time you wash your hair. Not just once a while, not just once a month, every time you shampoo your hair. If your hair is bleached, you should be using a conditioning treatment on it every time. Bond builders are strengthening the hair. They're strengthening treatments, but they don't actually add moisture. So you need to do both bond treatments and moisture treatments. So I personally like to alternate between a bond builder and a moisture treatment every time I wash my hair. Okay, so next is that leave-in products are a must. They cannot be skipped. And when I say leave-in products, I'm mostly referring to leave-in conditioner. You should think of leave-in conditioner like moisturizer for your skin. After you wash your face, most of us anyways, put a moisturizer on our skin that stays in our skin all day. When we wash our hair, we do condition it, but we rinse that conditioner out. Your hair needs moisture that's going to stay present in the hair after you get out of the shower. Next, I want to talk a little bit about the fading process. So all hair color fades warm, especially blonde hair. All blonde hair fades warm. You need to understand this if you are a blonde or you're thinking about becoming blonde, because your hair is going to fade warm. There's no way around it. Even if you leave the salon an icy platinum blonde, when you come in next, your hair is going to have a warmer hue to it. There is absolutely no avoiding it. And the reason you can't avoid it is because the underlying pigment is exposed when hair is bleached. The underlying pigment of the hair is warm. I'll show you a chart right here. Even the level 10, even the lightest color, has warmth present in it. If you strip all of that warmth out completely, you've likely over-processed the hair and it's likely going to break. So healthy hair has warmth in it. So this is something that you're gonna have to understand, that the hair is not always going to look exactly how it looks in the Instagram picture. Over time, and honestly, every single time you wash your hair, your toner is going to fade a little bit. And that brings me on to the next topic, which is purple shampoo. So something I want to point out is that not all purple shampoos are created equally. This means one purple shampoo may work great while another one doesn't work that well. So I suggest trying different purple shampoos until you find the one that works the best for you. And that being said, you need to make sure that you're investing in quality products. Cheap products contain harsh ingredients and additives that can be bad for our hair. So investing in a quality purple shampoo or quality leave-in conditioners is really important for the quality of your hair. I like to think about it as going into a 5-star restaurant, but then putting great value ranch dressing all over your filet mignon. You wouldn't do that, and it's not gonna taste as good. You need to use high quality products on your hair if you wanna maintain it the best you can. The next thing I wanna talk about is regular haircuts. So you've likely heard that trimming your hair more helps it to grow longer. This doesn't mean it grows quicker and longer from your head. It just trims the ends so that it's not breaking off. When your ends are split, it's breaking and falling off of the bottom, making it travel up and get shorter. When your hair is bleached, it's even more susceptible to split ends and breakage. So you need to make sure that you're trimming those ends very frequently. I trim my hair once a month. Now, I don't do heavy haircuts once a month because I trim my hair once a month. I'm able to do the tiniest little, I call it a pretend haircut, once a month because I keep up with my haircuts. After you do a full-on good haircut and get all of the breakage and dead ends off, then trim your hair once a month to maintain it. And I promise you, it will grow long. So now I want to talk about a few things that you should be avoiding when you have blonde or bleached hair. The first one is messy buns. And I know a lot of you are going to be mad at me when you see this, but messy buns are actually terrible for your hair. For one, high ponytails in general are bad because the weight of your hair is pulling wherever the elastic hits. When you wear a low pony, you're working with gravity, not against gravity. There's a lot less tension on the hair here than there is here. So low ponies are better than high ponies, and ponies are better than buns, and this is because there's only one area that is getting tension from the hair tie versus 6 or 7. When you put your hair in a messy bun like this, you're putting tension all throughout the hair strand. This can create breakage and damage all throughout your hair strand, and it's gonna be way more frizzy and unmanageable. Okay, so next is you need to avoid heat tools as much as possible. And when I'm referring to heat tools, I'm mostly talking about a flat iron or a curling iron, especially at very high heats without a thermal protectant. Now, this doesn't mean you need to avoid them completely, but using them often can cause a lot of damage to your hair, as well as fade your toner and color out. Your hair will turn yellow 10 times quicker when you're ironing it than if you're not ironing it. And blow drying your hair is a lot better for it than ironing it, and this is because the air is diffused heat and it's air. It's not a hot metal plate directly hitting your hair. So if you're gonna do any heat, definitely opt for a blow dryer and always use a thermal protectant. Okay, so this last one is probably what makes blonde hair the most high maintenance hair color, and it's the fact that you need to avoid the sun, chlorine, and pools when you have bleached hair. So the sun can burn blonde hair the same way it burns pale skin. Only your hair doesn't grow right back like your skin does. Your hair is damaged and it likely needs to be cut off after it's been burned from the sun. I learned this one the hard way when I lived in Arizona. I spent the whole day floating down the river on a tube to then find my hair completely fried by the end of the day, and I had to do a very hefty haircut. So if you do plan on being out in the sun, I recommend wearing a hat and keeping your hair as covered as possible. And chlorine is a form of bleach. So if you go into a pool with your freshly colored and toned hair, it's gonna come right out. You should always go on vacation before you get your hair done, not after. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I went into a saltwater pool instead of a chlorine. And I will say that saltwater pools are better for our hair and our skin than chlorine pools are. But first of all, they still contain little bits of chlorine in them. Second of all, salt water dries your hair out as well, and it still will pull your color right out. You can find this out by going to the beach after you have your hair done, and when you go home, your hair is going to be a completely different color. I've had it to happen to me. I see it happen to people all the time. So in the summertime, you really have to be high maintenance when it comes to caring for your blonde hair. You need to keep it out of the water as much as possible, keep it wrapped up, and this is why blonde hair is not for everyone. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you have any questions regarding maintaining your blonde hair, leave them for me in the comments. And make sure you subscribe if you want to make every day a good hair day.